Oh, we're going? Okay. So. All right. Well, hello, everybody. Welcome again to Frequently Asked Questions Friday. Today we have a guest, Hector Luna. Hector is one of my legal assistants here at the office. You want to introduce yourself, Hector?
Yeah, I'm Hector Luna. I've been with Greg for 23 years, or at least going on 23 years. Before that, I used to work for an insurance company as an insurance adjuster. So I know all the nasties those guys do.
And tell us a little bit about yourself. Like, where are you from originally?
Originally from McAllen, Texas. Then I went to A&I, which doesn't exist anymore. Now it's Texas A&M Kingsville. And then I came into the first larger city that I could find outside of Kingsville, which was Corpus. So I got here in an overheated car and started looking for a job. And first job I got was with an insurance company. They sent me off to claims school, got me a camera and a company vehicle, which I sure could use at that time, and taught me all about car wrecks. And, I spent time working workers' comp and auto accidents for an insurance company.
All right. And I know you got a couple kids. What are your kids' names?
My daughter's name is Ashton. She's 22. She graduated from UT recently and got her dream job in New York City. She's working for a publishing house. They do all the publishing for Barnes & Noble. And my son is 16 and
thinks he's 21.
He thinks he's too cool for school. He just wants to play electric guitar and not do his homework. But I'm working on him.
I think we're all familiar with that. Yeah. All right. Well, so today's topics that you wanted to talk about, the first one was insurance propaganda, insurance company propaganda. I think we're all familiar with Trump propaganda and Putin propaganda and, that type of stuff. Tell us what insurance company propaganda is.
It's pretty similar to that. One of my biggest pet peeves is hearing insurance adjusters, they and the insurance companies in general, they put out this propaganda that, they're the good guys. Somehow they're the good guys and they wear the white hat, and lawyers, particularly plaintiff lawyers or car wreck lawyers are evil, and we wear the black hats. And that's just completely not true. I think our clients and potential clients should realize that these are multi-billion-dollar corporations. They're not public service, nonprofit organizations. They want to portray themselves like the Red Cross or something. They're not. They're multi-billion-dollar corporations. They take in billions and billions of premiums, and their entire strategy, their whole business strategy is to not pay up or to pay as little as possible, and in many cases to deny as many claims as possible. I mean, these guys will not settle for less than 100% profit margins. They frequently lose their butts in the market, and natural disasters, earthquakes, hurricanes, whatever. And they immediately raise everybody's premiums, and they try to blame it on plaintiff lawyers like scapegoats. Like, it's got to be these car wrecks and these frivolous lawsuits on these little car wrecks that these plaintiff lawyers, file on us, and that's why we're going to have to raise all your rates when we know that that's completely false. I remember particularly walking into an insurance company, into the office early on Monday mornings. And the first thing we had to do was we had to set our margins. Or let me see what they called it back then. We had to anyway. We had to kind of sit down at our computer and give the company an estimate of how much, or I should say, how little it would take to settle each of the claims assigned to us. It's called setting your reserves. So that way the company could set those reserves aside so that we could actually settle cases with them, and they could, use the rest of the money to invest in all their schemes and all their stock market deals or whatever. So they wanted us to give them an estimate of how much it would take potentially to settle these cases. And like I tell you, we were made aware that they needed the money. They needed to keep tabs on it so that they could invest the other monies in stuff like that.
And most of them don't do a very good job of it. Investing in it. And so if they would just pay the claims and pay people fairly, they'd never hire lawyers in the first place.
They wouldn't need to.
They'd put us out of business.
Yeah. One thing that they do that helps us is an insurance company is never, ever going to hand you money in your hand after a wreck so that you can go take care of yourself or the family with the doctor. They're never going to hand you money so that you can go get checked out of the doctor to prove that you're injured so that you can go after them. So what they do that helps us is the insurance company tells these guys, you know, if you're injured, if you're hurt, go see your own doctor, save your receipts, and we'll get back to you. That's a strategy they use. They know that the average person doesn't have any money in their pocket. Most folks don't have group health coverage, and they sure don't have a bunch of doctor money in their pocket. So, you know, typically these guys will go and they spend $100 at the pharmacy and $100 at the minor emergency center, and that's it. They're broke after that. Insurance companies wait 2-3 months, and they go knocking on their door, and these guys get out their little receipts, and the insurance company says, you know what, since it's our fault, we're going to go ahead and reimburse you. And since we're nice guys, and you know, we're going to go ahead and give you an extra $100. How does that sound? Sign right there. And that's how they want to handle it. They don't want us involved because we can help these guys, maybe find doctors that can help them without charging them up front. You know, we try to help them seek medical attention. And the insurance company does not like that at all. They want these guys to go broke trying to spend their last $200 to prove they're injured.
No. And we can get them to therapy and stuff.
Yeah.
Because lots of these whiplash cases, it permanently damages the tissue, the muscle tissue, and the ligaments and tendons. And if you don't get the therapy, it's never going to heal back the same, and you're going to have problems the rest of your life. Because the carriers don't care about that; they just want to save money.
Yeah.
But what people really need is they need to get to a therapist, a doctor that's going to actually give them healing therapy to put them back in the shape they were as much as you can before the accident. But that's not in their insurance company's best interest.
Yeah, and sometimes they say, well, you know, they didn't complain to the police that they were hurt at the scene. Well, when a police officer asks you if you're hurt at the scene of an accident, he's not a doctor. He just wants to know, are you bleeding? Is anything broken? Do you need an ambulance? It doesn't mean that you didn't get injured or that you don't have whiplash or that your neck and your back is not going to hurt the next day. A cop just wants to know, do you need an ambulance or not, and anything broken. But the insurance companies jump on that right away. They didn't tell the police officer. Why would you tell the police officer, oh, you're injured? They're not doctors. That's another thing insurance companies do.
We try to case, Scott and I tried to case Richard. I'll think of the guy's name in a minute, but this was probably 3 or 4 years ago. And the company rep was a chiropractor. And so the lawyer had been up there saying, well, your guy, Richard, our guy was in like an 18-wheeler and he got hit by a bulldozer out of the work site.
Yeah.
And Richard, you know, immediately afterwards said he thought he was okay because you have a bunch of adrenaline and stuff going. And so the lawyer on the case kept pounding that, you know, hey, Richard never said he was injured immediately. You know, Richard immediately after said it was fine. And so the company rep, I got him on the stand, and he was a chiropractor, and he brought that up too. And I said, now you know, sir, as a chiropractor, that's not unusual at all. Many people immediately after an accident say they're not injured, right? And he says, yes, sir, that's right. So this is a company rep under oath.
Yeah.
Was trying to get away with that crap, but then when you point it out to him, he has to admit on, you know, under oath. Yeah, that's true. I know that just from being a chiropractor. Yeah. People get injured all the time, and they think they're fine because adrenaline and stuff's going.
You don't feel it till the next day, or sometimes 3 days after.
Yeah. So
another thing is this frivolous lawsuit bullshit that insurance companies constantly are putting out there. Lawyers don't try frivolous lawsuits. Why would they? Frivolous means it has no merit. Why would a lawyer take a case with no merit to court? It would cost him a bunch of money.
We'd lose them all.
Yeah, you'd lose them all. So I think what insurance companies are trying to say is that they want to decide what's frivolous and what's not because, you know, but it's a conflict of interest because if it's not frivolous, they have to pay up. But they don't want a jury of your peers deciding what's frivolous or what isn't. They'd rather say, no, you can't have a jury of your peers decide. We want to decide what's frivolous and what isn't, which is just the worst. That's not American, and that's not how it should work. Everybody deserves a lawyer, and the lawyer will tell you if it's frivolous or not. Not the insurance companies that don't want to pay you.
Yeah, someone who represents your best interest, not someone who's opposed to your best interest.
Exactly.
Okay, and then I think the last topic you wanted to cover was myths about lawyers. Is that lawyer jokes you're going to tell
Yeah,
us? Or,
I don't have any lawyer jokes.
I have a bunch.
That was
Good.
I'd like to hear one. Most people don't think lawyers are funny, but no, those were the myths right there. Just stuff that they're putting out there all the time.
Yeah.
You don't need a lawyer. You can handle it yourself. They would love that. I noticed right away the people come in here saying insurance companies just treating us like crap, pushing us around. And I have to tell them, well, once you hire us, then we're going to turn the tables on them and we're going to treat them like crap and start pushing them around. I've even had some very conservative people that are really, really shy about going to lawyers. They think they'll flat out tell me, oh, I just don't believe in lawyers. I've never sued anybody in my life and I don't feel like so. First of all, I tell them, well, you're not suing anybody. You're hiring us so that we can, our lawyers can negotiate a fair settlement for you, and we can file a claim for you. You're not suing anybody until they force you to sue them. But anyway, this lady was an upper middle class lady from the island. Blue-haired older lady. I remember she had a thick Southern accent, and she says, Hector, she goes, I have never been treated like I have by that adjuster ever. She goes, let me tell you, she goes, I don't believe in lawyers. She goes, and I definitely don't need the money. She goes, but I want you guys to go after that little fart and take him for every nickel you can for him talking down to me like that. Here's an insurance company treating a conservative that normally would side with them ugly, and they end up over here. Can you imagine how they treat poor people and uneducated people? So that they can keep doing that, and people will keep pouring in to see us.
Yeah. Okay. And just in case, we don't recommend it. We recommend you hire a lawyer, but if somebody does want to try to handle their own case, we do have a book that I wrote on our website. It used to be on our front page, but I don't think it's there anymore.
It's under the fold.
It's under the fold? Okay. So if you go to hermanherrman.com and the screen pops up, you'll have to scroll down. It won't be the first thing you see. You have to scroll down. But we do have a free book. You can go on there and order it. And we can either mail it to you, or you can get it's an ebook too. You can just download it immediately. Somebody wants to get a copy of it. So anyway, well, Hector, thank you very much for joining us today. Let me just move on to a couple of announcements. Our scholarship ends tomorrow. So I guess they have till midnight tomorrow, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, just remember, the first place winner gets $2,500. Second place gets $1,500. Third place is $1,000, and we write the check directly to you, not to your school. So, you can use it for beer money if you want. Anyway, go to our website, enter. You still got time. You got till tomorrow midnight. Hopefully, somebody from around here wins it. It'd be great if somebody from South Texas won it. So. If either you need the money, or any students that need money, go on there and enter and write your essay. The topic is what changes can be made to decrease distractions with technology and motor vehicles. So go on there and submit your essay, and we will have a winner. Probably give us about a week or so to finish reading all the essays, but hopefully by the middle of December we'll have a winner. Also, another announcement, community involvement. We have teamed up with the Open Arms Agency. It's a foster agency for foster kids, and it's to help them enjoy the holidays. And Herrman Herrman is going to buy toys for these children, but we're also asking everyone else to come and help out too and donate new unwrapped toys here at our office, 1201 3rd Street. And everybody who donates a toy will be entered into a drawing to win a Yeti cooler full of awesome surprises. And we'll just keep those awesome surprises a secret until after y'all donated. The last day to donate is December 6th, so that's not much time. That's, I guess, next week, a week from today. So that's a week from today. So, and lastly, I just want to throw in, if you're not registered to vote, don't wait till the next election or close to the next election. Go ahead and register now. There's too many sneaky things that our county clerk's up to and the legislature's up to, where they're always trying to kick people out the voter rolls and stuff. And But just go ahead and register to vote. We'll put a link back up again where you can go to register. You can literally do it online. You can sign up for it. They send you the piece of paper. You sign it and send it in. I mean, it's really, really simple. But anyway, you know, we got another big election in 2 years. This last one was a very, very important election, and you know, there were mixed results, but we did fairly well. But we'd like to do a whole lot better in 2020. So don't wait till 2020 to go register to vote. Let's go ahead and register right now if you can. Millennials actually they finally got out their butts and decided to register to votes, and they decided to not only register to vote, but to actually vote. Not near the numbers we had hoped for. But here in Nueces County, you know, they were up about 10 to 15%, somewhere in that range. We would certainly like to see that go up to, you know, 20, 30, 40, 50%. So if you know anybody else who's kind of just apathetic, you know, talk them into at least registering to vote, and maybe between now and 2020, they'll get inspired by something that somebody stupid does or says.
They'll put down the bong and go vote.
Yeah, put down the bong and go vote. So anyway, that's pretty much it until next Friday. So Hector, thanks again for coming on. We certainly appreciate it. And we'll have another victim for you next Friday. So.